Welcome back. We got some trade news. This is exciting. We got a 3-team trade, and each team is trying to do something different in this trade. Pretty cool. Clearly, I wasn't expecting it. I got my Flyers jersey I threw on, but nothing else matches because this is kind of a surprise to happen right now. But it's awesome. Let's talk about it. Blue Jackets get Ivan Provorov from the Philadelphia Flyers, the bona fide number one defensive player in Philadelphia, homegrown Flyers player. He had quite a down year last year, has been trending in the wrong direction for a couple of years, but has the talent, has the potential to be a number one. Pairing him with a guy like Werenski or really rounding out your top four defensemen. With who do they have? Nemec coming up too, a former high pick. Is that it, or did he? I don't know. They have a great defensive prospect. I forget his name. It was like last year they drafted him. Jackets loading up on defense. Could work. So they get Provorov at a cap hit of $4.725 million. His original cap hit in Philly was $6.75 million. 30% of that was retained by LA, the Kings. There's also 2 years remaining on this contract. So he signed through this year and the following season. Then he's an unrestricted free agent. If he wants to stay in Columbus, great. If he doesn't, he hits the free agent market. We'll see. Big couple of years for Provorov. He needs to bounce back. He needs to have a successful couple of years to prove he's worth the money he gets paid now and in the future. Big couple of years for Provorov. Let's see how it goes. The Blue Jackets, do they have playoff hopes? Like, what's going on here? They got the 3rd overall pick here. They had a lot of injuries last year. They got Babcock. It looks like they're trying to make a run for a wild card team. I don't know. This could be the start. They have some cap space to play with. Could get interesting in Columbus. There's still some other question marks they got to figure out, like their goaltending. You're going to stick with Merzlikins. He played rough last year. The defense is also kind of rough. Again, a lot of injuries. Questions for the Jackets. This is kind of a big move for them. Looks like they're trying to shoot for the playoffs. They want the rebuild to be over. They got a lot of good prospects down in the AHL, ready to rock, ready to start coming up. We'll see what happens. Kings, cap dump. No other way around it. They're dumping their cap. They get Kevin Connaughton, who's played all last season in the AHL. They get Hayden Hodgson, not Cody Hodgson. I think Buffalo's still paying him like buyout things. There's no cap hit against Cody Hodgson, I believe, but I think they're paying them like, on the side. Cody Hodgson in Buffalo. This is Hayden Hodgson, again, AHL player. Probably not a whole lot of potential to come up and produce at the NHL level. And they got an extra $2 million, $2.025 million in cap hit from the Provorov deal for this year and next year. But they get rid of not only Cal Petersen, $5 million, signed for those same 2 years. They also get rid of Sean Walker, defenseman. I thought he was fine. He had moments where he probably should have played a little better, but he had fairly strong games throughout the season as well. I like Sean Walker. I think this is a good guy for Philly to get to kind of give him more responsibility, give him more of a growth role. Fill kind of Provorov's shoes to a bit. I like this move for Sean Walker, to be honest. I think he'll be able to prove a lot more in Philadelphia than he was in LA. Cal Petersen, too. Chance to revive his career. And if he doesn't, that's fine, because at the end of the day, this is a cap dump for LA. Complete goaltending overhaul. We got to see what the Kings do for their goaltending. But the Kings end up freeing up a little over $5 million in cap space from this overall deal. Even with the extra $2 million, they free up just under $3 million in cap space for next season as well in this deal. Again, even with the Provorov cap hit. They also send prospect Grands. Not a whole lot of potential there, I believe. I'm going to look that up. Grands. They also get LA's 2024 second round pick. So I'm just pulling up Grands right now. So if you'll notice, LA has to pay a bit and a cap hit and a second-round pick to dump off about $7 million of cap space. Yep, that's why I wanted to check with Granz. He was a second-round pick of the Kings, pick number 35 in 2020. Let's see. Played on the Ontario Reign last year. Didn't have a whole lot of point production. He's also a defenseman. What's his plus-minus? Yeah, -8, 22 penalty minutes in 59 games. So can't really tell much from stats on Granz. Could be one of those guys that develops into a good, maybe top 6, top 4 defenseman. Maybe not. I couldn't tell you. I know nothing about the guy, clearly. But they also get the LA Kings 2024. Also from Columbus, because Columbus gets Provorov. Remember, Provorov is no slouch on defense. They get a first-round pick in this year's draft. It's the 22nd overall pick. It was originally the LA Kings, funny enough. But they get the 22nd pick in this year's draft. Deep draft. There should be some late gems in the first round. At least that's what we're being told. Kind of like the 2015 draft. There were some gems later on in that draft that are all-stars, if not superstars today. They also get a second-round pick in 2024 or 2025. This is Columbus's second-round pick, and I believe in 2024, after they get through the first round, that's when Columbus needs to decide if they will keep their 2024 pick and defer to 2025, or let the Flyers have their 2024 pick. Flyers get a haul in essentially just an exchange for Provorov and, like a guy that, an AHL player that will not make or break a team, probably not even crack an NHL roster in the near future. Stranger things have happened, but, dude, honestly, I think the Flyers get a pretty good haul. You got a goaltender who has played at an NHL caliber for a few years, earned the $5 million annual average value. Probably a little high when he signed it, but nonetheless, still a good NHL caliber goaltender. Had a rough couple of years. If he bounces back, you can retain some salary and flip him, maybe for a profit, maybe like a pick or something. Sean Walker could love it in Philly. Again, could be one of those rental players at the deadline. Sean Walker has a lot to prove and could prove it this year, and will get the opportunity in Philly. So these are two players that have potential to flip for something or be the future of the team. Cal Petersen, I'm not quite sure. We'll see if Carter Hart stays or goes. He has a lot of trade value on the market. I wouldn't expect Cal Petersen to say. Sean Walker could very well be, developing into the core players. Granz, we'll see if he develops into anything. And you get 3 picks, a first round and 2 second round picks. That's not a bad deal at all. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Who won? Flyers look like they're rebuilding. Just want to throw that out there. This, you're trading Provorov. I mean, almost any team, if you're getting this type of haul for Provorov and you can afford to eat salaries of other players, I don't know that many teams would say no, whether they're rebuilding or not. So, for the sake of the Flyers, I hope they're starting to turn the tides. Flyers fans, it's been miserable a few years. I don't know. I'm sorry. But hopefully this is a positive sign for Flyers fans. I think this is Danny Briere's first move as general manager in Philadelphia. This is a great move. This is not an easy trade to pull off or come across as by far a winner in this. And it looks like Philadelphia has gotten the best pieces of this trade. Again, Provorov could bounce back. Kings needed a cap dump. They had to do something so they can sign their restricted free agents. Flyers starting to change the look, starting to have some turnover, build up those picks. If it's another brutal year, which it very well probably will be in Philadelphia, at least you got some picks to go with it. So that's exciting. Again, let me know what you guys think. Sorry for the mess as I am, because this is really surprising that this came out now. But but pretty awesome. So I appreciate your thoughts. Let me know, and I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate you all. Take care. All right.